Hey, what's up? It's Jay Hood. Thank you so much for supporting everything I do from the Cap and Jay Hood Morning Show, Monday through Friday on the ESPN Chicago app. You got to download that app or on ESPN 1000 or on YouTube. Thanks so much for supporting everything that I do. We have a fun time in the morning, Cap and I. We try to do things a little bit differently. So I hope that you get a chance to check it in. Again, it could be just for a little bit. It could be for all 3 hours. It could be on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you consume our show. Check out the Cap and J Hood show. Also on podcast as well. Always have a fun time doing that show and presenting it to you every morning. I just want to stop in and just tell you thank you for your support. I know that you and I can be very busy doing stuff and don't get a chance to be able to interact enough. So I just want to tell you thank you for the support for our show and all the other stuff that I'm doing. I just want to talk a little bit about the calendar flipping into April and what happened in March. We were able to see the Tokyo series with the Cubs losing to the Los Angeles Dodgers, but the real opening day, the real opening week, was the Cubs against the Diamondbacks, in which the Cubs split with the Diamondbacks. Look, it's not the end of the world that the Cubs split against the Diamondbacks, but I know my Cub fan friends, and I know there's a little PTSD when it comes to the bullpen issues. 8 runs in the eighth in that game on Sunday was just weird. And I just will tell you this, it's better it happens in March than it happens in June or July. And I know that you don't want to, if you're a Cub fan, you don't want to see the bullpen implode the way it did on Sunday, but it doesn't mean that that's exactly what they're going to be this season. But if it is, if there's going to be issues, Jed Hoyer will be fired. And there's no question about that. He's going to be gone from this Cubs team, and there's going to be some heads rolling over there at Clark and Addison. So I would just say that the Cubs have enough offense to be able to compete in the National League Central, but ultimately it's about that second tier. The Cubs have to be able to compete in that second tier with the Phillies and the Braves, with the Padres, teams of that ilk. So the idea that you're just winning the division, it's okay. No, I mean, the Cubs have been out of the playoffs for a while, so it's time. And I think it's going to be this year, but off to a little bit of a sluggish start. The White Sox. The White Sox are a very interesting story. They're going to lose more than likely over 100 games. More than likely. That's a very safe bet. But for the White Sox to be able to go through the season, including their victory against the Minnesota Twins on Monday, and none of their starting pitchers have surrendered a earned run, that's something. No earned runs by the starting rotation so far for the White Sox. A step in the right direction. We know how this movie ends. If you're a White Sox fan, like I am, you know how this ends. But I will take as many positives from this season as possible. And in the month of March, pretty good. As the competition grows and we go longer and longer into the season, I think you know how this ends. But I will take the starting pitching and some of the timely offense we've seen from time to time with this White Sox team. Pretty good. Something else, too, I want to talk about, and that's the Chicago Bulls. Bulls on Monday night are taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I know that there are many Bulls fans that are like, I can't get CHSN, and I don't like Michael Reinsdorf, and I don't like Arturas Karnisovas or Mark Eversley running the organization. I have a major problem with the Chicago Bulls. Well, after a lot of years of being a Bulls fan and observing the NBA, I've just decided that I'm not going to take my angst out on the players because the players are playing hard. You saw what happened against the Lakers and Denver and the Kings and other teams that the Bulls have played. They played hard. And even though I would rather for them to be able to get a quality lottery pick than to be in the play-in or playoffs again, this is who they are. They did not want to tank. Billy Donovan didn't want to tank, and those players are too proud to just go 1-2-3 Cancun and just blow off the season. Kobe White, Buzelis, the young player, watching this team, along with a proud veteran like Vucevic and many others on this team, there's a lot of pride on the West Side. And I just want to give them their flowers because they're playing hard. You think about the three-point shooting profile for this team. They're third or fourth in the league in shooting threes and knocking them down. And they play with such pace. And so I just want to give the players flowers for not just blowing off the season like some of these other teams like Washington and Charlotte and teams that are not very talented. The Bulls want to compete. And that's all we can ask for. So even though I'm mad at the cable situation, I'm mad at Michael Reinsdorf, I'm mad at Bulls management, I'm not mad at the players because they give a damn. And all we've ever wanted is effort. We know how this movie ends, even with the Bulls, because there's so many teams that are better than the Bulls in the Eastern Conference. But they're going to find their way into the play-in or playoffs, and then the end will come. But I will give them credit for the effort. Kobe White is a top 30 player in this league, and he deserves those accolades. So hats off to the Chicago Bulls and what they've been able to do. Again, thank you so much for supporting the Cap and J Hood Morning Show. We appreciate it. We have a lot of fun. If you're supporting me on the wrestling end too, with pro wrestling, because WWE and AEW is hot, I'm doing Good Karma Wrestling every Thursday. That's on YouTube, Good Karma Wrestling. Look for that. And also Busted Open on Sundays, SiriusXM, channel 156, and on the SiriusXM app. I'm on Sunday mornings. So whatever I'm doing, I appreciate your support. And let me get your comments below on stuff I'm talking about. I mean, as far as the Bulls playing hard, the Cubs trying to find out the right spots and the right players for the bullpen. They got enough players offensively. And the White Sox, well, you know what that is. But I'll take the victories and some of the positive notes from the Chicago White Sox so far. So thanks so much for following and supporting. Like, share, and subscribe everything I do here on YouTube and other places that you can find me.